Hello, I'm Dawn Medici with Oxford Township Parks and Recreation.
And I'm Dylan Seeley from Independence Village up here in the Waterstone subdivision.
And welcome to Senior Break. Well, Dylan, it's been a while since we've been back together.
Crazy times. It's been about a month and a half maybe.
Yes. So, well, welcome back. So what's been going on in your neck of the woods?
Yeah, it's been a pretty busy time over at the village. A lot of people are still, looking into senior living and wanting to have those resources for the seniors. So our hands have been full, very busy. We've been getting involved with a lot of different partners throughout the community around us. So that's been a huge thing for us.
Well, that's great. And at Parks and Recreation, it's been very quiet because of the governor's orders. We're still not able to gather indoors. Right. And it's too cold at this point to offer any of our programs outside. So we've pretty much have been very quiet and not doing much of anything.
Yeah.
But
when I do talk to you, you seem to be doing the best you can to reach out to those seniors still out in their homes, which is the biggest part of it. So
yes. So today we're going to talk about some of the some Zoom opportunities for our seniors in our community, as well as some things that the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services is offering, and then just some need to know things like NODA or Meals on Wheels.
Yeah. That's the biggest thing I think we can take out of this is that we've been able to come together as a team, not only just us, but all our partners throughout the community, and continue to offer resources. Whether they be virtual, we doing drop-offs, whatever we need to do, we've been able to band together and do that, and that's been awesome for us.
So to get started with Senior Break today, we have two guests, and they're going to be discussing their program that they're going to be offering via Zoom, and that's a wood carving class. And so we would like to welcome Gerry Burchard and Michelle Burchard. So
awesome. Look forward to it.
Yep, so we'll be right back.
A lot of my best memories of the holidays are centered around my grandmother. My grandmother's sweet potato pie, it just felt like a hug. I remember every time we'd come to her house, once you open that door, it just hits you. And you're like, okay, the pies are ready. It's time. Food is a source of comfort. Food really helps bring people together.
Welcome back. I'm Dawn Medici, and I have with me today our wood carving instructor, Gerry Burchard, and his daughter, Michelle. Thank you for joining me today.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for having us,
So Gerry approached me probably mid to late summer, I think it was, that you came in and had asked if we had any interest in maybe doing some wood carving. And I said, absolutely. And so now we have this program, wood carving program, that is being offered virtually via Zoom. So I've invited Gerry to come in today to talk to us about his upcoming session that he'll be offering in the new year. So Gerry, please tell our audience about how you got started and what's your background.
Okay. Thank you, Dawn.
Yeah.
Background, basically, I grew up in Lake Orion and about 35 years ago moved to Oxford and been living there. A few years ago, I got a hold of my cousin, Tom Miller, and he introduced me to wood carving. Okay. And I fell in love with it. I love it. It's fun, it's relaxing. I've taken over 20 classes in the wood carving now, and I've taught a few classes. And we have wood carving groups in different places. We have a group that meets at the Waterford Senior Center. There's another group that meets at the Clarkson Senior Center. There's a group that meets in the Battle Alley Coffee Shop up in Holly. And there's another group that meets out in Milford at the high school. Okay. And it's neat when we get together. Sometimes we go to wood carving shows that they have around, and it's always inspiring to see what other people have created and what they do. That's about it. That's how I got into wood carving. Tom Miller said, well, I'll see if he's interested in wood carving, and we went to Clarkston Senior Center, and
here we are.
I love it, yeah.
So now with COVID, you've had to modify your program. So now that is done via virtually, via a Zoom presentation. And how has that been going for you?
It's going pretty good.
Well, he actually had already begun that process because when he taught his face-to-face classes, he realized there were people who had difficulty getting there, especially in these winter months, and some people maybe aren't as mobile, but they still want something to do with their hands. So he had already approached me about, can we do some videos? Can we do this online? How do you do this stuff? Because I teach online.
Okay, great.
So,
wow.
So he'd already started this, and then COVID hit, and it became more pressing, and we really focused on it.
Well, great. Well, great. So, since you had been doing this, and you had mentioned that there were some people that couldn't get out and be able to do this at a center or a location, who now then really is your target audience? Who would you like to reach by doing these via online Zoom classes?
It's basically wide open. Anybody who likes making things or just working with their hands, they're eligible and prime candidates.
You don't have to, I'm a prime example, you do not have to be artistically inclined. If you just like trying to do stuff, you can do it. And if you have access to email.
Oh, okay, great.
A tablet, a phone, you can do it.
Okay, so you don't have to have a big computer on a desktop.
No, not necessarily.
All right, well, good. Well, good. Well, when is your next wood carving session?
Well, we just finished an online class Monday.
Okay.
And our next one is scheduled for January 11th. It'll be on Mondays.
Okay.
And be basically the same thing. We'll be carving a snowman. This is a snowman.
Oh, wow, that's beautiful.
And
This is how it begins. It becomes that.
This is called carving it around. Yeah, this is what you start with.
It's the blank.
And we give you a pattern. We show you how to cut out the pattern, how to lay it on the blank.
Okay.
And how to start, and we show you some basic cuts, the stop cuts, the relief cuts, to start cutting in the main, like around the arms and where the scarf's gonna be and around the gloves. And
this class is an introductory class. It's just
Yes.
for beginners.
Yes.
Well, it's not just for beginners. We have people who just want what I call sanctioned carving time. So we even have some veterans who come in, and just to have that time together, much like in face-to-face, where we can just carve and ask questions.
Okay.
And say, look at this. What do I need to do to make it?
So no experience needed.
no experience needed.
So
That's-
anybody like myself that's never touched a
Right.
piece of wood
Yes.
or a carving tool, I could participate in
Yep.
this class.
That's what this
Designed
class
for
is
you.
designed for. That.
All
Yeah,
right.
Just to get people comfortable with a little bit of the language and how to use
And
basically a
safety.
knife to
And
start with.
safety.
Yeah, normally every session we have a little section on safety, just to try and keep that in the forefront of your mind.
Okay. Well, that's great.
Yeah.
And what is needed then to participate?
Well, the minimum that you need is basically this book, because this I've read several books on wood carving. This one is
Excellent reference.
Is,
You want to keep it.
yeah. This is a book, and detailed step by step of how to do this is in here. And what we do is we split it. We got like 3 half-hour segments that make up the hour-and-a-half class. The first half hour we go over usually a chapter in here, or
Okay.
part of a chapter.
And the safety term,
Yeah.
the technique you're going to use in the carving part.
Whoop, come back here. Trying to get away from me. Okay, then the next 2 half-hour segments are on actual carving, or laying out. Initially, we'll take the blank.
And here's the
And-
knife, that if
Yeah.
you just need one knife to get you started.
Yeah, you need the book and the knife and the blank.
Okay.
That's the minimum that you need, and you're ready to start carving.
Okay, so how do they get the wood blank?
They get the wood blank from wherever they sign up.
Okay.
Either at the Oxford Senior Center,
So this packet here
packet. There'll
would
be-
be the piece
That'd be the blank and the
Instruct-
patterns.
and the patterns.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you are able to register and get signed up with Oxford Township Parks and Recreation by calling 248-628-1720 or visiting the Parks and Recreation website at oxparkrec.org. And you can register online if you choose to register online. So
There is something we should clarify.
yes.
In order to make this turn into this, we take 12 weeks. But we've broken the program down into 3 4-week segments.
Okay, great.
The
All right,
reason
good
we
to
do
know.
that was just to kind of keep the cost down for a given class. So rather than pay for the whole 12 weeks at once, you can pay for the first 4 weeks.
Try it out, see if you
And
like it.
if you decide, hey, this isn't for me, then you don't have to pay anymore. You're done, you know. Or if you want to say, okay, I want to go on and do the next 4 weeks. Because basically what we do is we do the rough carving in the first 4 weeks and how to work with your template and how to lay out the lines and figure out where everything goes.
Right,
And then-
the key important stuff to get
Yeah.
started.
And then the second 4 weeks, we focus on all the detail carving, how to get it right down to where you want it.
Okay,
And then the third 4 weeks is painting, basically.
Painting
Okay.
And the finishing.
all right. So if I was to call and register for this program, I'm only registering right now for the first 4 weeks
First
of
4
the
weeks.
part 1 of a 3-part.
Yep.
Program,
Give it
okay.
a try and see if you
Okay.
think you're gonna like it, and if so, then we'll continue with it.
All
And
right.
for that, you get the packet, the blank, so it's $10 more for the blank.
Yeah.
The second segment is less
Would
to
be
sign
less.
up, and of course, you wouldn't have to buy
A
knife
tool
and
in
all
the
that.
book. Okay. So the book and the tool then would be used throughout all 3 sessions?
Yes.
The book
Okay.
has all the steps all the way through painting,
Yeah.
All right.
visuals, but these they purchase on their own if they don't. Some people already have a knife,
Okay, and where would you suggest that they purchase those items?
easily accessible through Amazon, and we have a list of other places where
Wood carving catalogs.
Yeah.
and-
Okay. And on the average, how much does the book cost and the tool cost?
brand new. This is $27. Used, it's 20 or under.
Okay.
And you can even get a Kindle version for people who are Kindle users for like $10.
Okay. All right.
This is under 20,
All right.
or about 20.
Okay, very good. And where would you go to purchase the knife?
Amazon.
Amazon?
You can get it on
You can
Amazon.
Okay.
And we'll provide you with all that information so they know right where to go to get it if they don't have one.
All right, very good. Very good. So, and you said each class is an hour and a half?
Hour and a half, yeah.
Okay.
We started off with an hour and it just wasn't enough carving time. So
Okay.
Had to get
went an hour and a half, and there is homework. There's a little homework usually. Unless you're real fast, there'll be a little homework to do on your own during the week.
Okay. And
We have a
What are the-
segment of that, a video segment
okay,
of what a class looks like.
all right. Well, that's good because that'll be good information for our viewers.
Okay.
And
So we can show the video now.
sure, why
right,
don't we
we'll
head to
stop,
the
show the
video
video
and take a
now.
look at that video, and when we get back, we'll wrap up and go on to our next piece. So
Okay.
we'll be right back.
I'm looking at the hat part.
Yeah, the hat part may not line up, but that's not too important, you know, because every snowman's going to have his hat tilted a little different or on a little different. So mainly what you're looking for is the sides of the body, where the arms come in, and how the presents show up.
Yeah, I wondered, okay, so we're taking quite a bit off the back of the scarf as it comes down.
And the scarf comes over a little over halfway.
Yep.
And then there's a relief in there.
All right.
This is what I got here. That part.
Yeah, you got a lot there to work with. Yeah.
Mhm.
So the scarf, you want it to look like it's going underneath that other scarf.
Then maybe I drew it on wrong because my scarf, the top scarf, ends right here before I even get to this chunk.
They don't take off as much of the scarf right in through here as they do down down lower.
Okay.
Welcome back to Senior Break. I hope you enjoyed the snippet video of the Zoom wood carving class. And just to remind everybody that if you're interested to get registered for this great wood carving class, to please contact the Parks and Recreation at 248-628-1720 or by visiting their website online at oxparkrec.org. And you're welcome to get registered on the website as well. So just to recap, when is the next session, Gary?
It starts on January 11th, which is a Monday, and it'll be from 1 to 2:30 in the afternoon.
Okay. And then how many, you said this was a 4-week session, so
Yes.
this will go through February?
February 1st will be the last session of this part 1.
Of part 1,
And then we
okay.
put a
Yeah.
week break in between before the second segment begins.
All right. And how much does this cost for the first session for our community?
It's going to be $55 for residents, Oxford residents.
Okay.
$60 for the non-residents.
All right.
And for that, you get that package.
And for that amount, for that registration fee, you do get this introduction packet to get started. And the second session and third session would be at a lesser rate because your first session includes the packet.
Yeah,
correct?
you already have the blank and templates.
Okay.
The pattern.
Just another question. I know neighboring communities are also offering this session as
Right.
well. What other communities are offering this session?
The Clarkston Senior Center offers it, Waterford Senior Center, there's a group in Milford. We have the Brandon Township Adult Education, Lake Orion Adult Education,
And
possibly Rochester Adult Education. We're still talking with them
Well,
about it.
that's great that you've been able to expand outside of just Oxford.
Now that it's online, anybody can attend.
Yes, yes. So if you or a family member or a friend lives outside of Oxford and wants to participate, they're welcome to register through Oxford, or they can look into their adult education or their senior center to see if Gerry is offering the session in January. All right, well,
One other thing, that when I first got into the wood carving, the thing that really struck me about it is basically you go in there and everything else kind of goes away. You know, the little problems and worries, and that's like me time.
right.
This is me time, and I'm just going to focus on doing this little craft hobby, carving, and
Creating.
that really is nice, just to have an hour or an hour and a half in this case for yourself,
Right.
just dedicated for your own enjoyment and relaxation. That's what really attracted me to it when I first started.
It's a great gift for yourself.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you both for coming out today.
Thank you.
And I hope this next session goes well for both of you, and look forward to offering some additional carving classes.
Very good. Yeah, we do have some more planned.
Okay, through
More
2021.
products.
So.
Oh, yeah.
All right, and hopefully we can gather inside our senior center maybe this summer.
Yeah, that's true too.
So-
That'll be good.
All right.
Okay.
Well, thank you,
Thank you.
again, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, Dylan.
Hey, thanks, Don. That was awesome. Just to see how much they're passionate about what they do and the resources available to them. That was great. I don't think I could do that.
Yes, and what a great video.
No, absolutely. Again, like I said, just to have those resources available to the people and to walk you through step by step from the blank to where he was at.
Right.
It's wow.
And I like how he's not going to rush through each class.
Right.
It takes time, so the 3 parts to this session makes it more comfortable, and I think for people so that they can take their time and learn as they
And
go.
appreciate the art behind it as well. That's
Right.
the biggest thing. It is a lost art, unfortunately, but the fact that they're reaching out to more people, I think it's awesome.
Yes, yes. So, all right. Well, I wanted to share today that the Michigan Health Michigan Department of Health and Human Services is currently offering some free online classes, up to 150 actually, or more, that are designed and led by older adults.
Okay.
And their offerings include classes on how to use a smartphone, how to use a tablet, and how do you do video conferencing like Zoom, like we just talked about with the wood carving. So, and what else is unique about one of the class offerings that they have is they're doing virtual social hours.
Oh, awesome.
So in these virtual social hours, you have all kinds of different topics that you can choose from. I guess for an example, like a book club. So you can have a book club conversation with others and really be able to socialize, interact with people.
Yeah, and that's great that they're doing that social aspect as a part of it. Again, as we've all noticed over this pandemic, that socialization is key, and us not being able to get out as much, especially those high-risk individuals.
Yeah.
It's incredible that they're bringing that, just a social hour, as you could say, aspect into those classes as well.
Yeah.
That's going to be so beneficial to the people that do it.
So how are they able to offer these free classes? Well, it was supported with a grant by the Michigan Health Endowment Fund and in partnership with Get Set Up. So these classes are designed to keep your mind active and being able to engage with others, and to also to help increase to live independently and to learn some new things, and most importantly to have some fun.
Yeah, gotta have a little fun.
Gotta have fun. So if you're interested in signing up for these free classes, they're for ages 60 and over. You will have to visit or email their web person at help@getsetup.io, or you can call a 1-888-559-1614 to get started. You will have to use a coupon code called Michigan Health, and that will waive any of the fees associated with all these small group classes.
That's free to everybody. That's the biggest thing, especially nowadays.
Yes.
So you mentioned to me off camera, you guys are partnering with Meals on Wheels in certain type of aspects as well. Tell me a little bit about that.
So the Parks and Recreation Department have been helping our local Meals on Wheels program here in Oxford, and have been going out into the community and delivering meals. If there are any residents in Oxford, Addison, Leonard, all of the northern Oakland County areas, you can sign up for Meals on Wheels through the OPC in Rochester. So if you think you would like to have meals delivered to your home, please contact the OPC at 248-608-0264. They will go over the eligibility and service options that they have, and will explain to you the process. There may be a site interview that they may have to conduct to make sure that you are
eligible you are for the program.
Right, okay. Exactly. But you know what's really cool about Meals on Wheels? It's not just about the meals. Right. It's also about kind words and wellness checks, because it was a great feeling for me to go and deliver and be able to say hello and have a
eyes on somebody, just to make sure they're okay.
Yep, things are good, and I may be the only person that they've seen that day or in a week.
Yeah.
So
it's extremely impactful to those seniors stuck in home, or even just people that are in need.
Right.
They're not getting out, they're not doing that. I will say I've kind of spun off of Meals on Wheels myself over at Independence Village, where people that we've helped in the past, they've referred some friends to us to say, hey, they just need a little extra love. So what I do is I generally reach out to them and just say, hey, can I bring over a meal? Can I bring over some resources for you? What can I do to help? Anyway, it doesn't matter if you're interested in senior living right now or not. We just want to be here to help. So I kind of got my inspiration from Meals on Wheels, and the OPC does an incredible job.
Yes,
reaching out to people.
they do. And I love the fact that right here in our own community, we have Independence Village that is able to also offer something comparable. So if you're also in need and you don't want to reach out to OPC, how do they get in contact with you, Dylan?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can call us at our community. The number, I believe, is 248-263-8300 or 236-8300, excuse me. And you can either ask for myself or my partner, Erica Tope. She will direct that to me, and I will be reaching out just to kind of say, hey, what day works best for you? Is there anything that you want specifically in your meal? What can I do for you?
Right.
And again, as I said many times on the session, if anything, I'm just a resource.
Right.
The senior living industry or the senior living is big and it's scary and challenging. The biggest thing is we can do is we be here and help guide you through that process. So. You as well as Erica and Dan and all of your counterparts at Independence Village have been wonderful to the Parks and Recreation Department and have provided some additional programs and assistance for seniors that don't live in your community. So thank you. It's been, the partnership over the last year has been wonderful, and I so look forward to what 2021 can bring. 2021 is going to be a big year for everybody, I think. I know once we get out of this dark, gloomy 2020, 2021 is going to be bright and moving in the right direction. So you had a couple other things you wanted to mention as well.
Right. So if you're not familiar with North Oakland Transit Authority, or NOTA, it's an easy, reliable, and trusted transportation service. So if you're in need, or one of your residents are in need of some transportation to get to the grocery store or get to a doctor's appointment.
Wishes and whims, right?
Exactly. Please contact them. Schedule a time for them to come and pick you up. I believe it's a minimum cost, and they service the areas of Addison, Orion, and Oxford Townships.
Oh, that's a really big territory to cover. That's awesome.
Yes, yes, it is. And if you need that service, please reach out to them by calling 248-693-7100. So I hope some of these offers or programs and services that Dylan and I have talked about today,
I hope they impact a lot of people and are helpful. And again, if anything, just call you or I. That's what we're here for.
Yep, give us a call.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody. Happy holidays. And if you need anything, again, please feel free to reach out to us.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Boom. We rocked.
Woke up and for the first time, the animals were gone. Our clocks are ticking now, so before our time is gone, I cover my eyes